Folks, there is an insane beef going on in the streaming world right now, and it's not looking too good for some of your favorite streamers, steppers, crippers, red bandana wear. It's definitely a lot of crazy stuff going on, and some people are unfortunately not getting the bag that they feel like they deserve. So Aiden Ross just had his Brand Risk boxing event. Brand Risk Promotions, they're going up. They're saying I should be fighting on Brand Risk next. So let me know if you want to see that. But obviously Blueface was one of the top fighters. He actually ended up, losing his fight by a hair, really. It was very, very close. And unfortunately, he basically decided to just while out, okay, and pretty much just accuse Aiden Ross and Rainbet of fixing the gambling on the fights, and this made Aiden Ross and the Brand Risk team, as well as Rainbet, absolutely livid. They're now refusing to pay Blueface for his participation in the boxing match, and now Wack 100 has gone nuclear. He's trying to expose Aiden Ross. Things are getting out of hand, and it is pretty insane. Okay, so before I basically break everything down, okay, this is really what's going on today. Okay, Wack 100's leaked his text messages with Aiden Ross begging for Blueface's money from fighting on Brand Risk. They're saying he tried his bully tactics. All right, Aiden, nothing in the contract supports what you're talking about. He did air everything out. Okay,
the truth about Aiden Ross in the boxing match, right, and his sexual advances at people. Hate to say it, but he tried his bully tactics, and I guess he thought we was going to go street, and we kept it corporate. Aiden, nothing in the contract supports what you talking about. We'll play the long game, but I want you to tell the people on how you tried to use your Jewish ties for whatever reason, as if I had a problem with you being Jewish, and how you continue to make sexual advances at me. Just the other day, after I asked you time and time again, can you please respect that I'm a straight man? You know we got the content. Yeah, we got the content. 9:15, we up.
So look, the messages are pretty crazy, all right? The messages are pretty crazy. I'll dive into all of the messages for you, but let's go all the way back to the start, all right? Let's go all the way back to the start. So Blueface basically participated in Aiden Ross's Brand Risk boxing event against the streamer Chibu, okay?
Chibu don't have a punch combination. He's strong.
Little highlight. Blueface ended up getting knocked out of the ring. That's not a great look, okay?
Yeah, this was still separated right here.
They were both looking pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually a pretty vicious fight.
He's gonna get knocked out. Chibu gonna get knocked out like that. Breathing through his nose. Come on, Blue. Chibu burning too much energy, though.
Yeah, he is.
He ain't gonna gas out.
Oh, there you go.
He ain't.
There you go.
He's throwing him, he's missing.
Oh, shit.
Blue goes up.
He ate that bitch up.
Yeah, there we go. Work him out.
And this is where cardio comes in.
Oh, man.
That hurt.
That was a big one.
That hurt.
Yes, it did.
Ooh, that hurt. Say, Chibu, I see you, baby.
Oh, shit. They both throwing the bitches back and forth.
Now look, you can't say it's not a good fight, right? Shout out to my guy Adam, but his fight was with Jason Love. It wasn't a good fight. It wasn't an enjoyable fight to watch.
1 minute. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Blueface got crazy head movement, bro.
Oh, shit.
She was getting tired.
Yeah, he is.
He's starting to see it now.
That took a lot of energy.
Just the one around.
That last punch took a lot of energy. Jay, he missed too.
Oh, he felt that one.
He's hurt. He's hurt. Who's hurt? Who's hurt? Stop the fight.
Out of the blue corner, Chibu!
So look, all right, Chibu won. It was a vicious fight. Both fighters did a really good job, to be honest. I'm seeing Blueface throwing some serious shots there. But things would all go left immediately afterwards in the post-fight interview. Basically, Blueface would accuse Aiden Ross of rigging the fight or rigging the betting around the fight. And clearly, Aiden Ross immediately was not feeling this.
And Blue, if you do get back on Brand Risk, do you want a rematch or who do you want to fight?
I probably won't get back on Brand Risk because you tampering with the bets.
Never that. And Blue, if you...
So in the full clip, he basically says never that. He just walks away from Blueface. He says, I ain't trying to hear that. But rumors would then circulate afterwards that Blueface was actually officially banned from Brand Risk. Once these rumors went around, Blueface would give his thoughts on the situation. He would pop out and basically double down, calling Aiden Ross a scammer, and basically says that he was meant to be paid over $300,000. He tried to say I was drinking and getting lit. I don't even drink, but I don't think that's what it was about. It was about you calling out Rainbet for rigging the bets.
Yeah, Aiden's definitely scamming. He tried to say I was drinking and getting lit. I don't even drink, chat. It's definitely an excuse to make it more favorable. All the highlights was in one round. It's a 6-round fight. And if you go look at all the highlights from what everyone's posting, it all says round 6. Where's the rest of it? I didn't take penny losses before, chat. It's not. Boxing is the sport comes with losses. How much did I make on the fight? I ain't gonna tell you how much I made, but I'll tell you that I made over 300,000. I'll let you guess from there. And that's just for the fight. That's not even including nothing else. So it's definitely a celebration, chat.
So he's bragging that he got 300,000 for the fight. Okay. Apparently that might not be entirely accurate, and Aiden would come out afterwards and publicly announce that Blueface had apparently breached his contract and he wouldn't be getting paid the full amount.
Contractual obligation that he didn't follow, so he breached. He was supposed to wear a rain patch on his shorts. He didn't, and he's going to have to pay $100,000 for that. Breached another confidential, like he can't speak about anything, money, how much he got paid or whatnot. And we asked him to retract his statements, and he didn't. We gave him some time. We didn't want to do it. Now we're going to do it. So... yeah, we tried. We tried working with him and Wack, and they weren't really fucking with it. And they didn't want to work with us, so sucks. But yeah, we tried. I literally wanted to pay him multiple times. You could ask Ack. Every fighter got paid after Brand Risk. Every fighter. Everybody's paid except him. Why? Because you can't go around saying that shit's rigged, and you can't not wear a rainbat patch on your shorts when you contractually sign an obligation. And yeah, you can't talk about how much you're paying or being paid. So yeah, it sucks because he is probably one of the worst people to ever work with when it comes to business ever.
It's pretty damning, right? So obviously we already got a little teaser of these, but these were the messages that Wack then decided to leak. Now, I'll be honest with you, I rock with Wack, I rock with Blueface, I rock with Aiden. But I feel like this maybe wasn't the right move. I think that Blueface should have apologized, retracted his statement, got paid, and just been humble about it. But Wack be going to war with people. Wack don't like people playing with him. So they would have this text exchange. I believe Academics is in the group chat. He was trying to diffuse the situation. But Wack would release these messages. He would suggest that Aiden was making some sort of sexual advance towards him. I think Aiden was trolling Wack in a big way. And I just worry that, you know, Aiden's just in a position where he ain't got to play these games. So this is Academics saying you two should just is this Aiden? Oh no, I think that might be Aiden. Saying you and I should just kiss and make up, and then he shared this unflattering picture of Wack. And then Wack said, bro, I'm owed monies. You think it's funny? It's not. I don't do bad business. But again, everybody has its day. I've been doing this a long time. I ain't them. I would never allow this to happen to anybody on my watch that I ever claimed was a friend. Aiden replied, please, in response to kissing and making up. And look, setting aside the jokes, Aiden's whole thing is like pretending to be gay. He's like gay playing people, right? Sex playing people. That's his whole shtick. Shout out to Aiden. He's taken that to the top. But I think Wack was probably triggered by this. He wasn't feeling it. And this just evolved into a pretty vicious argument. Wack replied, says, my guy, I'm not gay and I don't fear no community because I have partners and friends amongst all of them. Aiden Ross says, bro, you know I'm solid. Nobody going to come to Compton and bless these communities. We got so much shit to do to save the world. Aiden Ross replied, I'm gay. And he said, are you rejecting me because I'm white, Jewish and gay? Wow, an anti-Semite homophobe. Disgusting. He's trolling Wack. Wack took it seriously, responded. He said, no, I said, I'm not gay. You keep saying we should kiss. I'm letting you know as a straight man, I'm not gay and I don't kiss men. And he said, and what you don't know is I have many friends and business partners amongst the gay community. That tactic doesn't work with me. Try again. Please take that approach. I don't think you know me very well. I'm the street guy with a transgender reality show. Don't work, bro. Too many of my friends are part of that community, my real friends. And Aiden replied, trolling again, said, hey, yo. And then Wack continued, he said, I mean, it's a fact. Girls Club on Tronics. I don't fear none of that. The fact that you would attempt is crazy, shows you're worse than a street thug, trying to use race and Jewish attacks. Never from me. I have too many Jewish friends and all race friends and partners. You really tried to go there, and for what? An intentional lie? Aiden Ross clapped back. He said, bro, call your lawyer now, like right now. Wack said, nah, not calling nothing. He knows what he's doing. Aiden Ross said, your lawyer is a bit scared, in my opinion, allegedly. I believe, in my opinion, I have a strong position here. Wack says, okay, you keep thinking he's scared. You're new to this, not to me. Aiden replies, he says, what do you rate me 1 out of 10? I'm a nice Jewish white kid. And he shared a picture of him with some Jewish-looking friends. Wack replied, he said, bro, Jewish, white, none of that has anything to do with the matter. You keep bringing that up. Have I mentioned being black? No. Why? Because it has nothing to do with it. I'm not racist. I'm an American, period. Rest doesn't matter to me. People are people. Aiden says, okay, but I'm Jewish. My people have been through so much. Wack says, okay, that has nothing to do with anything. And then Aiden replied, and I'm gay, a Jewish gay guy, so much hate in this world. Wack says, that conversation has nothing to do with anything. Aiden says, it just feels like I'm being targeted because I'm Jewish and gay. It feels that way. Wack says, that's your choice, has nothing to do with anything. Aiden says, it's not a choice, bro. I was born like this. I didn't ask. And then Wack says, well, to be truthful, you being gay or Jewish has never been the conversation. Never knew, never asked, never had an opinion. That's your choice as an American. That's your right. Okay, again, this is not my conversation. If you choose to voice it, I'll respect it. Aiden says, okay, so why can't we meet up and have a hug and a kiss to make up? Wack says, Jason Lee will tell you Wack doesn't hold that against anybody. Jason Lee is obviously a successful gay man in the media. Work, friendship, whatever, that's not a determining factor for me, so you can stop mentioning it because it's not part of the problem. Aiden said, okay, fine, I'll stop. And then Wack says, now the fact you keep disrespecting me after I've told you I'm a straight man is crazy. I can respect you, but you can't respect me. On that note, I'll kill the text because I can see the respect isn't mutual. Aiden said, wow, you won't talk to me because I'm gay and Jewish, in my opinion. Disgusting. And Wack said, you keep making sexual advances at me after I've told you I'm a straight man. I've yet to disregard your stance as being gay. I haven't said anything wrong or disrespectful, but you keep saying let's kiss and make up after I've told you I'm a straight man. Please respect that. Aiden said, okay, fine, I'll respect it. I'm sorry, you're just really handsome. And he shared this picture of Wack again. And then Wack said, FYI, you're not dealing with Wack the street guy. He's dead. This is Cash Jones you're talking to. That gaslighting won't work. That's cool. That's your opinion, Aiden. I've been doing this longer than you. It ain't going to work. You're really making yourself look crazy for no reason right now. Knowing Wack has done nothing but help you and be a friend to you. And Aiden said, Wack, did you record our phone call the other day? Because in Florida, where you were and where I was, it's very illegal and I don't give my consent. I just spoke with Donald Trump and he's got my back. He shared that little Giphy. And Wack said, bro, we were in a stream house. I didn't record nothing personally. And Aiden said, oh, so somebody else did? Even better. And then Wack said, you asked me if I recorded and I answered you. Wack didn't record nothing. I told y'all not to record. And that's all of the messages that we got. But that was pretty hilarious. Aiden is a master troll. Let's keep it real. Aiden is a troll lord. Around this same time, Blueface would then post clips accusing Aiden of illegally betting on the very fights that he promoted. Now, this is a gray area, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. But this is basically what he said.
All right, so
this is part one.
No. Adam, can you please tell his brother if he believe in you, then put something up?
I can't bet. I can't bet on my own promotions. I'll get arrested. You see what's happening to all these NBA players, NFL, MLB players, bro. I can't do that. I don't want to get invested.
Y'all be having some good excuses, man.
I do, yeah.
Y'all.
So Aiden said he can't bet on the fights because he'll get arrested. But then this went around.
We've upped it. It's a 20, just to be clear, it's a 20K bet with me and Aiden. I have
I'm giving you half this, Chibu. I'm giving you half this, Chibu, so win this shit for us, bro.
Yo.
I'm giving you half of that.
Okay.
Whatever.
So allegedly, Aiden and Academics had a private bet, not on Rainbet, but they had a private bet, and Aiden had bet on Chibu. So that is a little bit sus. People are saying it's not ethical, but it is legal. But Blueface is likening this to illegal gambling. He said, already admitted a crime the week prior. I don't want to be investigated. So I think that Blueface is maybe overplaying his hand a little bit here, because a private bet between friends is different to having a bet on Rainbet, but it is a little bit unethical, and I think Aiden does know that this wasn't quite the right thing. Now, after this, Wack 100 would release a statement basically saying that Blueface never specifically targeted the sponsor Rainbet or the promoter Brand Risk, only Aiden Ross. Now, that's a little bit of a gray area, because I believe Blueface did say, I'm not going to fight on Brand Risk again because you guys be messing with the bets. He didn't say Rainbet. He did say Brand. He was in the context, he was asked about Brand Risk, but he is sticking to it, basically saying, no, I was basically saying Aiden specifically with this betting with his private bets with Academics. So this is Wack's basically clap back at Aiden and the context of the secret bet with Academics. It wasn't a secret because it was on stream.
Aiden, I got a bet for you. I bet You can't show nowhere where Blueface said rain bet or brand risk rigged anything. You can show me 2-3 places where he said you, Aiden, you as an individual is tampering with things, and I just showed you why he's thinking these things. I don't know if your partners know that you're saying these things and doing these things. Maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you're moving so fast and you know what's happening for you so fast that you feel like you untouchable, but I didn't see the untouchable get touched in this business. We're gonna call a spade a spade. January, third week of January, you couldn't bet. Rain bet, brand risk. A month later, not even 3 weeks later, March 14th, you ready to bet 180 grand with DDG. You bet 20 grand with Ack. 1 minute you saying you can't. Did the rules change from January to March, or where you said you get in trouble if you place a bet and this, that? Or was it that possibly, maybe you had something, maybe possibly you had something going on. Now you wondering why Blueface is thinking you rigged the bet, you rigged the fight. So listen, never one time did he say brand risk. He said you, Aiden. And I think you're a little butthurt and you trying to use the brand risk people to say brand risk is not. No, it's you. We don't mind you not paying right now. We don't trip. It just pay us more money later. We ain't tripping. My attorneys is on it, as you know. They've already back and forth. And I have Jewish friends who have told me and looked at this matter and said, my brother, you are in the right. And he had no right to make sexual advances at you. As soon as my attorney gives me the green light, I will be putting up the contract. And Aiden, I'm gonna put up your text messages where you were begging me to lie to the people. Tell Blueface to say this. Tell him he got money from here, and there, and not us. And Blueface never said the amount he got paid. Actually, Academics said it, which meant it had to come from you, because I never told Academics what Blueface got paid. You like to use your background and I guess what you are and as a bully tactic. I got friends, man, the Jason Lees, these type of people, man, they not gonna stand for you trying to make me out to be like a gay basher or something, or anti-something. No, brother, I'm the dude on the 100 side of the clubhouse that welcome a transgender to the floor. Transgender is my friend to this day. Shout out to Nadi. Got a lot of gay business partners, friends, so on and so forth. I am American.
So, yeah, Wack's standing on business. He's standing on it, right? Now, after this, DJ Academics would go on stream and reveal some of the discussions that were being held behind the scenes to try and alleviate this beef. Okay? What? This basically says, Academics revealed that Aiden Ross offered to play Blueface half upfront out of his own pocket if he said the fight wasn't rigged, and the other half after a written contract, but Wack and Blueface refused. Wack said, we're not doing that because it would hurt Blue's reputation. Now, I personally, in my opinion, I think Blueface should have just apologized, kept it moving, got his bag.
Aiden says, you know what? If you think I'm lying so much, not only will I sign a piece of paper, I'll even have Rainbet sign it. I'm going to send you half of what you're supposed to get from my own bank account. I'll send it. That's the guarantee that so once you sign the paper that he's going to get on stream and say whatever, and remember, you're just saying that you never meant that Rainbet is fixing fights. So Aiden's going to pay him half of his personal money. And I'm like, this is a fucking great deal. Wack then says, we want a little bit more than half. He throws on like an extra, I won't say the amount, but I was like, all right, bet. I was like, fuck. But Aiden's like, all right, I'll do that. So we have a deal. It feels like a LeBron trade, right? We have a deal, in principle. The deal is Aiden's going to give half his money, half of the purse that Blueface was earned or owed to Blueface. He's going to sign this little deal thing to say, I am going to clarify that I never meant, even if I insinuated or said, that Rainbet fixed my fight, and then I'll get the other half after the stream. Wack calls me back and says, we ain't doing this. All that for nothing. All that for nothing. Essentially, he tells Aiden, if the statement that y'all prepared for me to say, if I say that would, or if Blue says that would be killing his reputation. So he says he's not doing that. I said, Wack, I'm trying to get y'all money. I have no horse in the race.
So, you know, I do feel like it's difficult, you know, when men, you know, don't want to kind of backtrack on their position. I think this actually could have been resolved maybe a lot easier. Both Aiden and Wack would appear on Academics' stream, and it would devolve into a pretty petty argument, and Wack would basically reveal he didn't even know that Aiden Ross owned brand risk, meaning that the criticism may well have violated his own contract.
This is why he said, Aiden, you won't allow your fighter. He identified the dude as your fighter. He don't fucking know you own fuck. I know for.
Okay, so can I ask Ack? And Ack, I'm gonna ask you this question. Academics.
Yeah.
Can you confidently say that, in your opinion, Blueface and Wack 100 had no knowledge that Aiden Ross owns brand risk?
I swear to God, I didn't know. On my daughter's soul. Maybe Tuesday. I started to do my own research, right?
Yes.
I went to Chat GPT and asked if Aiden Ross owned brand risk. It told me no. Now,
So that's why you got to be careful with this this Chat GPT, because it'll just tell you what you want to hear. It'll tell you what's most advantageous to you, but not what's true. A lot of people were getting caught out on that recently. And from here, Aiden would continue trolling Wack pretty relentlessly.
As soon as I get out, I'm gonna FaceTime you, and we're gonna have a conversation.
make sure you got some motherfucking clothes on when you FaceTime me getting out the shower.
Are you really being homophobic to me because I'm Jewish and gay?
I'm telling you, I'm not gay.
No,
I
but
would
why
like
are you
to
being
have some
homophobic? Because,
clothes
no,
on.
wait, Ack, stop. Because I came out to you and I said I'm gay. And
problem with you being gay. Do you not know me and Jason Lee? That's one of my closest friends. Do you not know I have a transgender reality show called The Girls Club? I don't give a fuck about what.
okay, because I am Jewish and I am gay. So, you know.
Okay, now you know you sound crazy because you know I got a bunch of Jewish fucking friends down
Yes,
there.
but do you have a Jewish gay friend?
I mean, I don't know if any of them are the ones I know. I don't think they are. But guess what? I don't care if you're gay, straight. That's your business. The people I deal with them based upon how I know them, bro. I don't care.
Wack, no way you posted those tags really thinking I was being serious, right?
Bro, I mean, you got to remember where I come from.
Ack, why did you let him post that shit, bro?
No,
Where I come from,
I did
bro?
tell him you hit me on the side saying I think it's gonna go online, so I'm trolling him.
I told you, I knew he was going to do that.
Where I come from, we don't play like that, bro.
I don't play either like that.
You know, we don't play like that. That was a little, and I was wondering, because I'm having a real conversation with you. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like,
Listen, we all here have done gay shit before, okay? If you've ever played...
No.
Ack does gay shit. We all do gay shit.
No, hold on. I'm Jamaican now. Don't bring me that boxing.
Yo, Ack, hold on, wait.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, okay? So this is devolving into absolute chaos. And following this confrontation, Aiden would officially announce that Blueface will not be getting paid in full, unfortunately.
So it's just tiring. I called Rainbat. They do not want to pay him in full. They want to cut him 60%. And they don't want him talking about certain shit. They could say fuck Aiden Ross. They could say this. But they don't want to give him the full purse. And I don't blame them. So it's just tiring. I called Rainbat. They do not want to pay him in full. They want to cut him 60%. And they don't want him talking about certain shit. They could say fuck Aiden Ross. They could say this. But they don't want to give him the full purse. And I don't blame them. So
savage, man. It's savage. So look, I do feel like all of this celebrity boxing stuff, this is how it can go left, okay? A lot of people telling me I should fight. Seeing stuff like this makes me a little bit nervous, but also I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily all about the money, all right? You know, but it's about principle, and Wack 100 is clearly a man of very strong conviction and principles, and I think Blueface is the same. But hopefully they get this ironed out. I'm very excited for the next brand risk event. Maybe I'll pull up to the next one. I enjoyed Adam's one, even though that fight was unfortunate. But I'm very excited. You know, I'd like to see Ruger fight again. I'd like to see a few more people. They're saying I got to fight Duty Low. I wanted to fight Young and Ace, but we'll see. We'll see if anybody's actually got the stones to pick up the check on that one. But anyway, I hope you found that interesting, that breakdown. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Go and watch the video I just did about the 7th person connected to UFO and space energy technology who got murdered a few months ago. It's actually very, very scary, okay? So look, let me know what you thought of this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and for now, I'm out, gang. Peace.